ways of light and truth. Hey, Bobby Faulkner here again. This is the second of our new little thing we're doing called Truth Bites, B-Y-T-E-S, with my wife Liz behind the camera. And I'll bang my guitar up here a little bit more. And we're coming to you live and, of course, just unplugged here, so to speak, high atop the Hualapai Mountains in Kingman, Arizona. Folks, on this second little Truth Bite here, again, I'm dressed the same way as I was in the first one. Hope nobody's offended by that. We're not trying to offend people. If you are, sorry, this is me. This is who I am. Fooling around with the guitar a little bit. As a matter of fact, speaking of the guitar, I had mentioned, and again, I'm not trying to keep driving this point home, but just it's relative to what I want to say. Playing in rock bands in the 70s and 80s, hey, I thought that was a lot of fun being the rock star, doing that kind of thing and stuff. But looking back, that's worthless. That's dumb, as Paul calls it. As a matter of fact, before I was truly saved, after listening to TruthTimeRadio.com, thank you, Trey and Faith. And for learning how to rightly divide the Bible, my wife and I, where we really understood what salvation was, 1 Corinthians 15 verses 1 through 4, and being sealed with the Holy Spirit, Ephesians 1:13. I played in bands, and then in churches. I went into so-called churches, I should say. And the Word of Faith stuff, 9 years, and I was in Assemblies of God, and I think I mentioned that in the first Truth Bite about the pastor telling me, hey, twanging of the guitars of the devil when he wanted me to tone it down. And then I went to another church in California. I grew up in Southern California, so, if you're in the Midwest or East or whatever it is and your style's different or you think this is kind of goofy or crazy, again, folks, we have different geographics, different styles, different things. That's not who we are as far as when we're bringing the truth of the Bible rightly divided. But doing those things, playing in churches and stuff, so-called again, I reluctantly say churches because we weren't saved. We were out there. I was playing. I mean, I'm talking big stuff, people, hundreds of people, thousands sometimes, and played with. There was some big celebrities there. Vander Holyfield, people like that. No knock against Evander. Whatever he does is his business. People like that. Anyway, I don't like to name drop. But we had, and the best of the best at that time, all the big names, the Copeland's crew, and, Jerry Sabelle, Jesse Duplantis, I think Joyce Meyer, all the different people. And they all came to the churches, and I was playing in the so-called worship team, and I'm up there, and they wanted me to always play with my teeth and do that kind of stuff, and the kids would do it out in the crowd and making that motion. And one day I looked out, and Clint Brown was kind of like the edgy guy at the time doing stuff, but it's all religious. So we're up there and we're playing. I'm looking out and I said, wow, and they called it, we're ushering in the Holy Spirit. Hardly doing that. Because if you're truly saved, in Ephesians 1:13, you're sealed with the Holy Spirit. Wherever you go, the Holy Spirit is there. Right now, the Holy Spirit is here with my wife and I. With you, if you're saved. You don't have to usher him in. You don't have to call him in. You don't have to have him coming through glory clouds through the vents and things like that, or shout angels, 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 or any of that stuff. And I was looking out and I said, wow, we're just entertaining these people. I mean, I'm looking out and they're all looking and shouting and whatever, and I'm thinking like, this is flesh. This is the flesh. We're just entertaining people. I walked off the stage and never went back on it again. And they thought I was crazy. They thought I lost my mind. They didn't know what was going on, and I just like, hey, I can't do this anymore. My heart at the time, I was thinking, oh man, I'm doing this for the Lord, and this, but all of a sudden it hit me, and I wasn't even in right doctrine then. It just hit me because I knew something wasn't right. Then when I went into Set Free Ministries, the street ministry, some of you may know of that, for a long time, we were changing words, lyrics to songs like, and I love music. I love all kinds of music, Frank Sinatra to the hardest rock or whatever. So, AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and, you name it. We had a whole lot of Rosie, AC/DC. We had a whole lot of Jesus, things like that. Stairway to Heaven, well, they think that's really a good song for getting people to heaven and getting them saved. And we had a rap group and all that kind of stuff on there. And the same thing. Here I'm thinking, I'm getting to use my gifts for the Lord, and whatever. That was a crock. It was a lie. No one was getting saved. We were just entertaining ourselves and I feel good about ourselves and drawing attention to ourselves and making people's flesh get all risen up and their ears getting tickled and everything else, and people were not getting saved. And I don't care if you do all that stuff and at the end you do the little humble prayer, everybody come up to the altar and now repeat after me. The only thing that gets you saved, folks, 1 Corinthians 15 verses 1 through 4 and Ephesians 1:13 seals it. So just wanted to do this second bite here real quick to kind of clear up and put that in there too. Again, what we look like, what we dress like, if we're doing it to attract attention to ourselves, and I am not. You don't know me, but I am not. I'm telling you out of my own mouth, I am not. I could care less whether anybody thinks I'm cool, likes me, thinks I'm this, that, whatever. We are here to please God and bring the truth of God rightly divided from the King James Bible. And we hope maybe, if that's the case, I'm just a messenger. We're just ministers and ambassadors, my wife and I. So if by the way I look, it draws one person, 10 people, 1,000, whatever it is, to the truth rightly divided and gets them saved for eternity, their never dying soul, mission accomplished. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.